Good morning, Oklahoma, and welcome to Cow-Calf Corner. This week's topic, we revisit this every summer, is just the concept of creep grazing of calves pre-weaning. We know that historically, creep feeding grain-based rations isn't always an economical practice in commercial cow-calf production. More useful practice probably in the purebred seed stock sector, where we're trying to tap genetic potential. And year to year, we always want to evaluate what has the potential to be profitable, but if we can creep graze, usually it is going to lead to more profit potential for a growing set of calves than creep feeding on a grain-based ration. Now, what do we mean when we talk about creep grazing? Basically giving growing calves access to some pasture, particularly or hopefully some higher quality pasture than what we've got the rest of the cows given access to. Nice thing about creep grazing, we don't have to have the input cost. Usually if we can figure out some way to put up a creep gate, maybe with slots in it about 18 inches wide, perhaps even using just access through a gate that stays open about that far, or potentially even hot wire set at a high enough level to let growing calves underneath but not the mature cows. If we've got some grass that we've deferred grazing on, and we let the calves have access to it, a lot of research indicates we're going to see up to a 10-20% bump in the growth of those calves. In cool season times, you use a lot of wheat pasture, rye, oats, things like that for the sake of creep grazing. This time of year, a lot of people practicing this more likely to have Bermuda grass pasture, maybe some kind of millet or sorghum sedan. We could use native grass, again, if we are just talking about letting the calves into it. The quality, the quantity of that forage is available to the calves is going to dictate probably how much bang for your buck that you actually get out of it in terms of improving pay weight. One of the things as we look at this in 2024, if we've got millet or some kind of sorghum sedan out there with a lot of the heat stress and the spotty rainfall we've had going back over the last 2 or 3 months, I know I've got feedback from a lot of producers dealing with it myself. We might have some nitrate levels in there that are a little beyond the safe level, but if you've done a forage analysis, you've taken a look at what those nitrate levels are, as you break that down in increments and you actually get above 1,000 parts per million and keep bumping up into those higher risk categories, what that forage analysis tells you is that you're at risk when you're talking about pregnant cows, potentially causing abortions, potentially decreasing reproductive performance. And so calves are a safer bet if we're dealing with some lower levels of nitrates in a forage or sorghum to actually go in and graze that, do something positive with it, as opposed to the risk of turning cows out on it. So just taking a look at creep grazing options 2024. I hope this helps, and thanks for being with us on Cow-Calf Corner.